This is a photo that was taken nearly 100 years ago. It was taken in an outport community in the Canadian province of Newfoundland. It shows a group of men in some kind of a yard in front of a house. And one of these men, the man on the far left, is my great-great-grandfather. And this is the camera that took that photo, a Kodak Brownie No. 0. It still has a label on it that my great-grandmother put on, which claims she got the camera sometime in the year 1929. It's made of very cheap materials, that being card for the body and wood for most of the internals. This camera takes a film format called 127 film, which, needless to say, isn't very popular anymore. But thankfully, there are a few companies that still make it. I was anxious to start shooting with this camera, so the first shot is kind of a throwaway of the view of a sunset on my back deck. This is the first photo this camera has taken in over half a century. Because of this camera's history in my family, I felt like I needed a special opportunity to shoot with it. And what better event to capture than a total solar eclipse? I was lucky enough to live close enough to the path of totality for this year's eclipse that all I had to do was drive a few hours out of town to see it. Me and my family left a day early and checked into a hotel, hoping to avoid any traffic that might slow us down on the day of the eclipse. We checked into the Wave Hotel not too long ago, and it is Sunday, the 7th, so we have a day to kill before the eclipse, and we're just going to go around and take pictures and explore. There happened to be a lot of abandoned buildings scattered around the area, and one of them was inside a secluded clearing in the woods. If you ask me, this was the perfect subject for this camera. We did not take a picture of the penis.
Yeah, the genitals painted on the wall.
That's the shot. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying getting a horizontal picture. The viewfinder in the camera is completely broken, so I have no idea what I'm taking a picture of.
Yeah.
I'm pointing it at the house, and I'm just gonna pray.
Yeah, broken viewfinder.
There we go. 3, 2, 1. Pray.
Mm-hmm.
Go even further back. Trying to get the full house in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
A roll of 127 film only takes 8 shots, and by the time we left, I had taken 5 pictures on the roll. Back at the car, I took one more of the church that we parked next to. Just to give you an idea of what I'm working with, that's what the church looks like through the viewfinder. Even though the idea with this camera was to use it to take a photo of the eclipse, I now only had 2 shots to do it. On eclipse day, we chose a small field next to a museum as our watching spot. I, of course, brought a bunch of equipment with me. Current setup we have, I got the TLR. This is not where it's going to be, but it's there. DSLR. Pointing at the sun. There's clouds in front of the sun right now, so you can't see anything. The eclipse is happening right now. Oh shit, you can see it through the clouds. That's really cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a picture of totality with the brownie, and also on the Yashica. This is really cool. I've waited 7 years for this. The shot I was intending to take with the TLR was of totality framed with one of the airplanes in the field. Unfortunately, not only was it cloudy, but the camera malfunctioned, and when totality came, the shutter wouldn't fire because it was just too cold. Regardless, I wasn't going to let that ruin my experience. As totality approached, I gave up most of my photography plans, hit record on the camera that was tracking the sun, and just watched as the world went dark. There's enough clouds that I took the solar filter off and it still looks incredible.
That's the moon shadow coming.
Ew! Oh, yeah. What the hell? This is gross.
The stars.
Yeah, you can see. I can see stars. Look right there, stars. Oh my god!
I spent most of totality underneath the clouds, but 20 seconds before it was all over, the sky opened up.
Here comes,
Oh, there it is. Oh!
During this moment, I was only able to take a single photo of the eclipse with the Brownie.
Just look at it. We're looking at it. That is a freaking eclipse.
That's what we were expecting, right?
Yeah. Oh, and now it's coming out, and you can see it
Oh,
in
we
real time.
just got it.
It's like the light turning on. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you gotta look at. You gotta put your filters back on now. Now the sun's gonna. Now it's dawn.
Once it was all said and done, we packed up our stuff and went back to the hotel where I unloaded the camera. Okay, so we have the Brownie. It's been fully shot, and I'm just going to take the film out. After developing the roll and looking at the negative, it at first looked completely blank. But if you look closely, right in the center, you can actually see it. When I peer into the darkness of this image and think about the rich personal history this camera has, the photo to me starts to feel incredibly haunting and beautiful at the same time. All things considered, you might think this is a really underwhelming result. But for me, this is by far my favorite shot from the roll.